How to make your prospect believe your claim. For the purpose of persuasion, the human mind may be divided into three dimensions, three great rivers of emotional forces that determine the reaction to your ad and therefore its success or failure. The first of these dimensions is desire, that is wants, yearning, motivation with specific goals and cures in mind, with the prospect begging to be shown how to obtain them. It is the copywriter's job to make sure the path to these goals goes through the product and to make sure that the prospect can visualize every drop of satisfaction that their achievement will give him. The second dimension is identification, the need for expression and recognition, unformulated, unspoken, at least partially unconscious, searching for symbols, definition and embodiments. It is the copywriter's job to crystallize these self-definitions and embody them in his product, so that the product may be used not only as a source of physical satisfaction, but also as a symbolic extension of the personality of the prospect for whom it is intended. But important as they are, desire and identification alone are never enough by themselves. They can never produce the full reaction the copywriter must have if he is to achieve maximum success with his product. No matter how intense the desire, no matter how demanding the need to identify, both these reactions must be fused with a third great emotional force, belief, before they can produce the final overwhelming determinant of action, absolute conviction. It is this fusion of desire and beliefs, this conviction, this certainty, this feeling in the prospect of being right in his choice of being assured of what he has been promised, that the copywriter seeks as his ultimate goal. What exactly is belief? It is perhaps the most complex fusion of thought and emotion in the human mind. It is first of all, your prospect's mental pressure of the world he lives in, what facts make it up, how it works, in what direction its truths and value lie. But these accepted facts, truths, values and opinions are only the raw material of belief. Even more important is the vast amount of emotional security he derives from these beliefs. It is the wonderful feeling of comfort and reassurance of living in a world that has meaning, where there are answers to be had, where somehow the fact all fit. A world that he can understand and depend on, that he can predict, that will stay together and not blow up in his face tomorrow morning or the morning after that. Do not be misled for even a moment. The need to believe and the need for secure belief is just as powerful an emotional force as the strongest desire for physical satisfaction or the most urgent search for expression. Most adults have done their basic learning of these beliefs when they were children. At that time and in that dependent stage of their lives, they laid down the primary channels of beliefs that their minds would follow for the rest of their days. They were forced to do this, in order to understand the world, to gain its approval, to trust and master it, and to develop themselves into self-sustaining adults. To ask them to shatter even one of these already established lines of belief, to plunge into uncertainty again, to be forced to reassemble their beliefs in new, untested ways, is to ask them to become children again, and unless they are frightened beyond belief, unless their entire conceptual world has crumbled around them, they simply will not do it. The basic rule of belief, then, can simply be stated as this: if you in the slightest degree violate your prospect's established belief, either by in content or direction, then nothing you promise him, no matter how appealing, can save your ad. But on the other hand, and even more important, if you can channel the tremendous force of his belief either in content or direction, behind only one claim, no matter how small, then that one fully believed claim will sell more goods than all half-questioned promise your competitors can write for all the rest of their days.